Okay, we are about to begin here. Okay. All right, good deal. Hello, hello. We have. All right, we are about to begin. I'm getting a few people admitted in here. So we will get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm part of the InView sales and marketing team, as well as education. Thank you for joining today's live demo on managing your digital downloads. The key idea for the live demos is to give you bits and pieces of InView's full platform, just kind of in a short, narrowed in piece of that for each feature, so that it's not as long to learn, but also it just kind of focuses on one feature. So today with the digital downloads, the key idea is to give you the option in a way to deliver your digital files in two ways. One would be through the browser, or you can simply just put that on your price list, or you can do a combination of both. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, and how to manage those overall, as well as how to add them to your client gallery, how to watermark your digital downloads, but also how to deliver those to your client, and how to create a digital product on your price list. So we're going to talk about that. If you are new to InView and you have an account with us and you want to follow along, feel free to do so. I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment, and we'll walk through each of those steps. Feel free to ask any questions during the flow of things. Otherwise, we'll have like a Q&A at the end, and we can talk about some things. And we'll go from there. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to share my screen, and please let me know if you don't see it. So I just want to make sure that everyone is tuned in and can see. So I'm going to share that. We have some others joining. So, all right. Welcome, Jeff. All right. I am going to stop sharing my camera, and then I'll share my screen. All right. Okay. Please let me know if you do not see my screen. Otherwise, I will keep moving forward. So first of all, what I want to share with you is where you would even find the digital download setup process. So you can do that in an IPS session as well as a client gallery. But what I'm going to do is channel through the client gallery, because that is typically a lot of the ways that photographers deliver their digital files, whether they are prepaid, free, or they're purchased. So if you are in your InView account, go ahead and click on a client gallery. So I'll go back just so that you can see where to locate that if you're new with us. All right, so here's your gallery manager, and you simply just want to edit that event, or if you're creating one from scratch, I'll show you where to locate those downloads. All right, so here you are at your event dashboard, and I'm going to go ahead and edit or set up my gallery itself. So in this area off to the left-hand side, you will see a number of settings, and you want to click on your digital downloads. And so right here, once you turn the downloads on, it's going to open up a whole nother set of functions and settings. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle that on. And now once I've done that, it gives me additional features. So image resolution, web resolution. You can turn the watermark on or off for this specific download. Some people want to deliver their images with watermarks. So that is an option. So especially if it's for social media and you just want to market your studio, that's a great way to do it without just giving the files away. So if they're going to share them on social media, then you might as well have the images watermarked for marketing purposes. All right. And so we covered the watermark. So that's where you would toggle that on. And then also when you go down just a bit further, you have the option to attach a license for printing or for usage. So that could be a personal use license that InView has created, or a commercial license that InView has created for you to use, or you can simply customize and add your own license to that. On the personal here, I'll just I'll open it up and so you can kind of see what it says, and please let me know if I'm not sharing the same screen. All right, so this is kind of just a general overall license for your customer to use the images. So I'm going to close that, but you guys can simply just open it up and see what it looks like, or you can again customize and add your own. All right, and so then under allowed categories. So if you have a gallery that's set up with multiple categories, and maybe you want to put just those images that you are allowing them to download from in that specific category, then you can simply just select which category you want your client to download from. So in all the other categories, they don't have that option. So that is something that you can do to customize your downloads in the setup. So then we take it just one step further, because we know that photographers like to have control, right? I mean, it's a funny joke, but it's true, so, making it simple, but still giving you control is what we're trying to do here. So you can turn on the require pin action, and then it gives you a whole nother set of options. And so we generate a pin for you, or you can plug a pin in here if you'd like. And then you can also require a pin only for the high resolution downloads. So I'm just going to toggle that on. And then again, we take it to one step further. So we do email restrictions. So for those clients that are allowed to download images, whether they're free or they were prepaid to you, you can simply just put their email address in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put an email in here, test@in-vu.com. And with that email that logs in, they're the only one that's going to see the download option. Anyone else who enters the gallery will not see that option. All right. And so now I can go ahead and limit the file. So maybe they prepaid you for only 10 images. Okay. So you would put the number 10 in there, and they can only download 10 images. And once they hit that limit of 10, then they have to go to the shopping cart or the price list and purchase that 11th one for you, if you offer that in your pricing structure. All right. And then you also have the option to limit the amount of times that this pin is used. Sometimes it's just a little extra security, so they're not passing the pin around and that type of thing. So some people use it, some people don't. So you could just put in, a couple of times, maybe it's a mom and dad or husband and wife that want to log in and download their images. Okay. All right. So now that we've got that part set up, I'm just going to check my chat here. I just want to make sure that I am not missing any questions here. Really quick. Okay. If you do have questions, just pop it in there and I will get to that. All right. So if there's no questions here, I'm going to move on. I'm going to save at the top all of my settings. All right. And once that's done, I can now share my gallery once all of my settings are set up. And it does look like we have a question here really quick before I move to the next step. With multiple uses of the pen, will they be able to download a different set of images each time? No, because it's not only is there a security of the email address, no matter who logs in under that email address and how many times you use the pen, once you reach that limit of files, they can't go any further. Okay, so yes, that was a great question. All right, so I'm going to move on here. So I went ahead and shared a gallery, and once you share that, you'll see it right up here. Once you publish and share your gallery, then you could post it here, but I went ahead and logged in, and I'm going to view my photos. And now if you look here, because I logged in with a different email address, I no longer see I don't even see the download button. I have to go in and shop the store for my digital products. Okay, so I'm going to go back and log in underneath the email address that I put into the digital settings. So I'm going to do this email, view photos. So now I should be able to download my images. So let's hit view. All right, so now you see the download option. So there's two places you can download. So you can download the whole entire gallery if that's allowed. So if I click this and I say I have agreed to the downloads, I agree, it gives me the option to download which resolution. So maybe they're on their phone and they just want to download the web resolution, they can do that. And now it downloads to my device and it's good and ready to go. Okay. So that's if you allow the full gallery. So if we have individuals, it asks you to enter the PIN, right? So we have to enter the PIN in order to even download those options. So I just want to confirm what that PIN was. That was set for us, and that's 9099. So I'm going to enter 9099. And okay, images cannot be downloaded. And the reason why is because I can't download the whole gallery, right? Because I only limited to 10. So if I go, oh, I'm going to download this one, or I'm going to check mark. And let's say I can then download. So if you look here, it didn't let me down. It just pretended to download those images. But I was allowed to download each individual up to 10 images. Okay. So anyone that enters the gallery without that email or a PIN will not even see the download button. Okay. All right. So let's move on. I just have a question here. Tara, can we get a set of instructions at the client view upon entry? Let me just clarify your question. Can we get a set of instructions at the client view upon entry? Yes. So like there was the message that popped up. If you're referencing that, you can customize that message. Your client with the email address that you entered, when you share the gallery with that person, they will receive the PIN and the information on how to download, as long as you put that in the email information, how to download images. Gotcha. Yeah, you can put that in the instructions. So I'll just paste the link again so you can see the pop-up window. So the first time that they log in, there is a message that pops up here and you can put that information in there. maybe it's not going to. There it is. So you can put those details in there. Otherwise, I can, we have instructions on our knowledge base that you could copy and paste and put into an email to your client if you want, or educate them that way. All right. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm covering everything. So we talked about how to set it up in a gallery. We also talked about the watermarking and how to deliver the prepaid and the free downloads from a gallery. And so now what I want to do is show you how to sell the downloads on your price list, but also how to access the download link and how those are delivered on the back end. All right. So with that, I'm going to go over to the event dashboard, and let me make sure there's no more questions. Let me close that. All right. And so I'm going to go into the admin area really quick. And I know this is kind of jumping around, but just hang with me. So I'm going to go to the gallery manager, and that allows me to access my price list manager. All right. And once that's open, I'm just going to open a price list here. So you might already have one made or created. And we're going to go down to the digital files here. All right. Couple of questions here. Tara asked, does the gallery show the high-res images? So when you upload your images to InView, you can upload high-res or web resolution or whatever size you want to. And what InView does is make copies of those files. So we make copies for viewing purposes, but also for fulfillment or for digital downloads. So we have a great quality. So if you uploaded the high resolution to us, we're going to make it a quality that is best for viewing, but also for the downloads. And then if you have your gallery, there is a standard setting, but also a higher resolution viewing for, you know, like televisions and monitors and things like that. So towards the end, I can touch base on that a little bit further for you, Tara. Hi, Carl. He has a question. Can we do different expirations, for example, one for the bridal party and one for the guest? Expirations on galleries or on, is that what you're referencing? Different expirations for the downloads. Okay. Expirations. I want to understand your question. So if you are, you want to give them a certain amount of time to download, or do you mean categories or pins? Okay. So time. Gotcha. You would have to set up a separate gallery for that. That is not something that we offer, or you might want to share the gallery with the bride and groom first and then the bridal party. But I think what would help you with that specifically would be categories. And we can talk about that for sure. You bet. All right. So underneath your digital downloads on your price list, if you look here, you have, we have created some custom here already, but we do give you a default of a high resolution or an original resolution, which is whatever you upload to us, but also a low resolution. So I'm just going to pretend we're adding one. And this is really cool because on the price list, InView allows you to do a custom resolution. And by doing that, you can use this slider to make it whatever size you want. Okay. And then you can select the type of download. So whether it's an individual or the full gallery. So this is, I would do individual. And then you can give it a name. so that you have that. And then you can put a price on it. Making stuff up. All right, and here's another place where you can add the watermark, okay? And then that gives you the option to select which watermark you want to offer on that. And then a description, you can customize that. But also we give you the option to allow to review and replace the images for fulfillment. So InView has an automatic fulfillment through the gallery, and then we have the IPS and a manual fulfillment process. But we take care of those digital downloads for you automatically if someone is downloading for free or prepaid or even for purchase. So if you want those downloads to stop and pause so that you could do additional retouching or just adjustments, then it will pause and it will tell you in the order receipt that you need to take action on this. And then whenever you're done, you hit the fulfill with InView button and we fulfill that. Otherwise, we send the link to your client automatically. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to my price list. And if you are wanting to do color correction, these are the fees. And it does take a little bit of extra time to deliver to your client. It's not an instant download. We send an email and let them know that their download will be available shortly. So it can take up to 72 hours if you're doing color correction. Okay. All right, let me just check my chat. Okay, we're good so far. Oh, here's one. Tara has another question. Recently, I've been selling the digital and I replace with the edited version, but I am confused. Recently, I've been selling the digital and I replace with the, okay, in the order receipt, is that what you're referring to? Okay, the fulfillment. Okay. Yeah, you have that option. So if you're doing manual fulfillment with us and you are selling digital products, then you have that option in the order receipt to replace that file. Okay, but you want to make sure that you set up the order review on your price list to ensure that it doesn't, go out automatically. Okay, so I am going to, yes, the customer is notified when their download is available for download. Yes. And I'll show you that here in just a second as well. Okay, so once that's on your price list, you're all set and ready to go. I just passed it. All right, so it's on there. And this will show which one of the digital files are pending for review. You can also, if you're offering a download in a package, and you don't want to sell it by itself, it's only available, with that package, then you can hide it, put it on your price list, but hide it from your client. So that's another option for you. Okay. All right. So we've got another one. When you do custom, what is the DPI? Okay. So you get to set that, Kathy. So let's see, let me go back and edit this one. So if you do custom, let's see, resolution. Okay, so the really it depends on what what you set on the slider. Carl, sorry, I'll get used to that. So typically the DPI, it depends on, like I said, the slider and where you have it set. But if you, it's typically 1,000 on the longest side for the web resolution. Here, let me see here. And we'll do the slider. So I'll do We will do custom. So you got your pixels, but it's the higher. It depends on the size of your resolution. The DPI should stay the same of what you've uploaded to us. All right. And I can get you some additional information for that, Carl. All right, so we put that on our price list. So that's one thing that we've covered, and how to customize on your price list. And that should be 300 DPI for a high resolution. Okay, any questions about the price list and how to add that for your customers viewing the store? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the gallery manager, and we do have the option. You want to make sure you add that price list to your gallery too. I know we're not covering necessarily how to create a gallery today, but I wanted to make sure you knew how to add a price list to your gallery, and that would be right here underneath the selling. So you want to make sure that the right price list is attached. Okay. All right. So just to confirm here, we have gone over managing your downloads a little bit and how to add those to the gallery, how to deliver prepaid and free, and how to access the customer digital download link is what we're missing. And so I want to go ahead and show you that. I'm going to show you two places. I want to cover the replacing that Tara was looking at. All right, so we are going to look at the price list. Oh, let's look at an order and see if we have downloads on this order. If you don't, but this is where you would. So if you had a high a custom resolution download, then you can simply replace it right here. And then once you replaced it, you can hit the fulfill through in view button and we will send the link automatically to your client. And then up at the top under resources, this is where you would manage your downloads, your digital downloads. So if you want to extend the download availability to your client, then you would put the order number as to where they purchased it and then hit reset. And that link will send to them. Or if you want to request a download link, you can put that order number, just simply copy the order number in here. And I'll show you that here. Let me go back over here. I did open the order here. Thank you for your patience. So here's the end consumer's order number. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go in to my resources for the digital downloads. And if I want to extend the download for them, because typically it's 14 days that they have to access the download from the time it was sent to them. And if they lose it in an email or they, forgot to download it and they hadn't gotten around to it, you can request another link or you can extend it by just hitting reset. And so there's no order found there because it's a fake order. So, but that's how you would do that. And that's how you would manage those right there, the links and the fulfillment. Okay. All right. Let me confirm. Do we have any more messages? Yes, we do. It is not an additional cost to you. No, it is not. It is not at all. Now there is a certain amount of time. I mean, it's quite a bit of time and I'd have to get you the specifics, but we may, if it's being retouched or color corrected on our end, we have a certain amount of time that orders are in our system. So then we would need to go, go back and retrieve that manually. Yes. So if you are having the images retouched, there is a cost. Or if you're having them color corrected, there is a charge for that. Yes, absolutely. You sent to your own email. Well, it's not a bad idea to test it out yourself. I highly recommend that. Anytime that you're new to a new platform, or you're offering a new service to your client and you want to see what it looks like and how it feels to them, always practice and send it to yourself, just so you can get that experience. And if you need to make some adjustments, then you have that time to do so. All right, so we did talk about how to manage those and how to replace them, how to watermark those, and how to set it up as a product. Now, I wanted to let you know that once that's all done, you are set. You are set. Okay. So is there any other questions about the digital downloads and the ways that you can deliver them and how you manage them across, some of the in-view features and galleries? No more questions? Okay. All right. So that kind of concludes our live demo for the digital download management. And, we do these live demos weekly on Wednesday. So again, so we can focus in on a specific feature. And if you guys are not part of our Facebook group, please join so that we can, stay in the loop with you. It looks like I do have a few more questions. I want to make sure that we get those answered before we close. So it looks like Tara has a question. Low res, I have a question about it. I disabled them because of the quality. Now the quality as far as what you uploaded to us, or the quality that was being downloaded? Interesting. So we probably need to see what you're uploading to us originally, because if we're downsizing them, and they're already lower resolution when uploaded to us, and we can take a look at that, off the record here, so that we can get in and take a look at what you're uploading. But I can look at your event and we can see what is being uploaded. But yeah, for sure, we do need to take a look at that. If there is a problem, then it needs to be addressed. All right. Thank you, Rachel. Carl, it was great talking to you yesterday or the day before. I'm lost on my days. Thank you for joining us. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off so I can say goodbye. And Tara, let's you and I touch base, okay, on that. I want to make sure that we're holding up our end of the deal, and that there isn't any confusion on your end as well. So it might just take a second to get the camera so I can say goodbye. All right. All right, good deal. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. All right, so you bet. Thank you guys for joining me. Feel free to email us, call us. That's what we're here for. Again, the private Facebook group, Your In-View Space. Tell us what you want to hear more about or learn more about, or suggestions for the live demos, because like I said, we're trying to focus on one feature at a time so that it's not overwhelming, but so you get the full information on each of those subjects and those features. And I'd love to see you there. There's lots of camaraderie going on, and successes and failures, but also just a group of people that are learning the In-View platform together and how they use it is always very helpful in events that we have coming up. So feel free to chime in there. We love to see that. All right. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Until next week, we'll see you then. Take care. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Carl.